Bitcoin is gearing up for a gigantic move by the first week of 2021. Today's video, we're going to talk about what this move is and how best to benefit from it. Stay tuned. Ooh, shakalaka, what is going on, everyone? Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we are going to be talking about a gigantic move that Bitcoin is gearing up for by the first week of 2021. There's not many days until Bitcoin is going to take off dramatically, either upwards or downwards, and we're going to talk about exactly where it's going to go and how best to prepare for it. Before we do, guys, if you haven't, click the like button. It helps so much. Subscribe, click the notification bell. Now let's get into things. Well, if we take a look at this chart here, we've been talking about it a lot for the past couple days. The bullish megaphone, these white lines that Bitcoin sits in, and finding support on this blue line, the 4-hour MA50. Now, as we can see here, it's been support back here, and then Bitcoin will break through eventually, and break through, and then come support again. Well, as we can see right now, I've actually extended the 4-hour MA50 until it actually intersects with the top of the bullish megaphone. Guys, we are in a wedge, and Bitcoin can either break out above or below. And that is going to depend so much on what Bitcoin is going to do in the next week. Now, I myself feel that Bitcoin is likely to break to the upside. Main reason, we have a lot of hodlers in Bitcoin now. If we take a look at the number of entities with a large Bitcoin balance over 1,000 Bitcoin, it is near all-time, actually it is all-time highs, okay? Since July of 2016, the number of entities with greater than 1,000 Bitcoin are at all-time highs. A lot of these are institutions. Companies are buying Bitcoin. They're talking about their Bitcoin strategy, and they are hodlers. They're looking to make money over the long term. Basically, what they're doing is they're buying Bitcoin on Coinbase custody. Coinbase is taking that Bitcoin from traders on Coinbase Pro, and they're decreasing the overall supply of Bitcoin on exchanges. That means that every time retail traders, you and me, buy Bitcoin, there's actually a smaller supply of Bitcoin that we're buying from, which will send the price up even more dramatically. So, what does this mean? Well, if we take a look at this chart here, we are in a wedge right here. I will draw it for you guys just so you can see it. We'll need a nice bright green color. So we are in a wedge right here. Okay, Bitcoin has to break out by right around January 7th or January 9th. I can't see because this thing's in the way. Right around January 9th, Bitcoin has to break out of that. Now, generally, when we have this ascending wedge, it's a bearish pattern. But with all the news that's been going on with Bitcoin, and also we have Bitcoin right now going against the top, potentially the next time it might actually break through the top, and this top of the bullish megaphone, we could find that being support. Now, if that happens, there's a lot of really great things coming for Bitcoin. We're going to talk about that in a second. However, the alternate strategy is that Bitcoin may break down. It may reach the top here, and then it may find a little bit of support on this 4-hour MA50, and then it could potentially break through. So just real briefly, I want to talk about that strategy in case Bitcoin breaks the 4-hour MA50. Because if it does that, there's a few levels where Bitcoin is likely to reach. So first, the 4-hour MA50, right around $28,000. If it breaks there, that could be the first level. Second level would actually be right where all of this interesting stuff is going on, okay? Right around $23,400. There's a huge whale cluster right there to where Bitcoin could rest. And lastly, the bottom of the bullish megaphone, right around $22,000. So still resting above $20,000. If it breaks outside of there, yikes, who knows how far Bitcoin could go. But I think that's very, very unlikely because of the whole narrative of Bitcoin has changed. No longer a peer-to-peer currency. Now it's an institutional hedge against inflation because of all the massive money printing. Now, if Bitcoin were to break to the upside, which again, I think is the more likely scenario, let's take a look at where it could potentially go. So this is the BLX on TradingView. It basically shows Bitcoin since the beginning. Each of these blue lines is a halving. We have an all-time high, price comes down, have a halving, new all-time high. Basically, Bitcoin just keeps repeating itself. Well, since right around March, we've been on this line headed for a new all-time high, and we've gone past the halving. We've broken to a new all-time high. it's likely to continue keep going up that way. Now, I think that potentially the top could be around October of 2021. I think around $70,000, but maybe that's conservative. Willie Woo thinks $200,000 to $300,000. Other people are saying things in that area and potentially could head all the way up to these dashed lines right here. But if we want to take a look at where potentially we will see Bitcoin finding resistance from here on, we need to look at some Fibonacci extensions. So how we do that, we go from the bottom to the top at $20,000, so from $3,000 to $20,000, and then when we do that, we can actually take a look at the extensions and see where Bitcoin will go. So let's just zoom in a little bit. Let's see what Bitcoin is going to do. And if we zoom in, we can see that once we surpass $20,000, the first area of resistance, the first Fibonacci extension is right around $30,000, this blue line right around $30,000. But then if we pass there, guess what? It's smooth sailing all the way up to $46,000 to $48,000. I mean, we're already at the $30,000 mark. This is the first area of resistance, the first Fibonacci extension. The next Fibonacci extension, right around $46,000 to $48,000. And then if we pass that, we're all the way up to $76,000, right at my prediction there. And that may be coming potentially soon. I mean, we have no idea how fast this is going to happen, because I have to remind you, and this is something that most people don't know and most people don't tell you, all of this movement right here, all right, all of the Bitcoin price running up since about $10,000 to $14,000, all of this in the past few weeks, that is all because of retail buyers. This is not the institutions buying in. The institutions buying over the counter. Their orders do not affect the order books, do not affect the price of Bitcoin. All of this run up is due to the decreased supply of Bitcoin and retail investors buying on news that institutions have bought in. They're buying because Paul Tudor Jones bought in. They're buying because MicroStrategies is buying and all these other institutions are buying. They're buying because PayPal is offering it now. This price action is strictly due to the retail investment. And guys, we haven't even seen it on a large scale. If we take a look on Google Trends at the number of people searching for Bitcoin right now, not even close to where it was back at the height in 2017, 2018. Actually, right now, it's about where it was at Thanksgiving time of 2017 before it really took off. So potentially we're on the way headed towards much higher highs, much more retail FOMO, prices going up much more significantly. So guys, that is basically what I think is going to be happening for Bitcoin in the near to long-term future. We are in a wedge. It's likely to break out to the upside because Bitcoin is a scarce entity, okay? There's a fixed supply. There's not many. It's running out. Institutions are buying in. Retail FOMO is happening, and before long, there won't be any left. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I will catch you later. Peace.